Okay, so we got a post from r-disability here that is, my family and others see me as lazy, boring, stink. They think I don't clean up, wash my clothes, or take showers. My question, why do... Jesus Christ. Okay, bad English. I am going to read it as written. Please note these are not my words. I don't talk like this. But, just so we're clear. All right. My question, why do society looks down on us? Why do society afraid that we all are going to mess up and ruin their lives and others?
Who's this us? Because I'm disabled, and I do not feel this way.
It continues.
Okay.
My family always think I'm going to mess up. Oh, you are going to get fired, or you are going to get kicked out. Why do society... God, this is tough to read. Why do society thinks negative of us? There's no punctuation, by the way, either. This is all one run-on sentence. Oh, man, I'm having to, decipher this Da Vinci Code as I read it. All right. Why do they think we are going to make a mistake? Why do society and our family and friends exclude us? I tried so hard to fix my life. I wanted to find a better job and a career. I tried hard to fix that before my mom passed away so I don't have to live with horrible family members and on the streets. No, I never lived on the streets, and I wanted to take care of that before my mom passed on. I wanted to drive and have my own house and travel the world. I always want to do that. I have dreams about that. I applied for jobs. None won't hire me. I am thinking about getting back to school, which I should have done when I was in my 20s. I feel like society hurt my feelings and your feelings too. Bitch, fuck your feelings.
I'm good.
I clean my home, take showers, wash clothes. People are mean and make up horrible lies about us. You are worthy, important, enough, wonderful, great, and I believe all of you can successful. Oh boy. Do not listen to those who put you down. You are not a waste of space. That's what society thinks, and you are not a waste of space. Okay, kind of repeating yourself there.
There's a lot of contradictions going on.
I am wishing you all the best, and I am wishing you for a better, happy new year in 2024. I hope next year is a better year for all of us in the world. Okay. All right, so yeah, it's a lot of redundancy and a lot of run-on sentences and a lot of well, I'm getting a better picture. I also get what they're saying. That look, there are stereotypes that go with being disabled. Now, depending on the kind of disability you have, there may be negative stereotypes. Okay, so, and I don't know if it's actually disabled people, because I have met numerous people who claim they're disabled when they're not, because they think it'll get them special treatment. And because of those people who are actually disabled, if you're someone who's run into those people on a regular basis, and especially people who work retail, we see this shit a lot. You'll see some fat fuck come in there, grab the Mart cart and want to go around and claim that they're disabled, and a lot of times they're not. And before y'all are like, how would you know? Because I lived in a small town. I know these bitches. They're definitely not disabled. One of them was my friend's mom. That bitch would openly claim the disability card to get special treatment, and then laugh about it when she got back in the car.
Damn it.
Yeah. It was her way of getting special treatment at restaurants, so she'd get seated first. It was her. It was like having a pass that you didn't have to show a card for.
How many years did it take me to get disability benefits?
But if you're someone who's worked in retail or dealt with the general public on a regular basis, you've probably met more fake disabled people than actual disabled people. And the only way you can separate them in your mind for a lot of those workers is when they think real disabled people, they think visually see the disability. Like you see you see a fucking veteran come in with one leg and grab the cart. Okay, clearly disabled. But you see some 400-pound bitch come in laughing, smelling like cigarettes and beer, and it just okay, you come off as just lazy white trash, and sometimes they are, but that's where
And
the
I'm so
stereotype comes from.
how many times I get eyeballed when I park in a handicap park.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll get it all the time because you don't visually look disabled.
But yeah, I do have a limp. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't
No,
count.
no, that doesn't count.
Nah.
That's not a
No, I could
visual.
have been a freaking mom. Maybe my leg got,
When I say, well, yeah, they can't look at you and tell that you have. I mean, you are just as disabled as the people with prosthetics. I mean, you see a guy with one leg, you see a guy with a prosthetic arm, you immediately know it. You have prosthetic hips, like you've got prosthetic parts inside you, but can't see them. Can't see those on the outside, so they can't tell, and that's part of the problem. And that stereotype for disabled people, it's not a stereotype for disabled people. It's a stereotype around people claiming to be disabled. So when someone like that goes on Reddit, types that fucking paragraph that we just read about how they're disabled without saying what their disability is.
yeah.
At no point did she say what her disability was. Her entire, all three of those paragraphs were run on sentences written in very bad English with poor grammar. You don't come off as the most intelligent person. You're all anyone reading that is going to think is that you're that person, that ignorant fuck who learned that if I say these magic words, I get special treatment. And now you go around public saying those magic words, just like my friend's mom. She'd go around public saying those magic words. She'd come back home, drink, smoke, and just and yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she lived in a trailer and it was dirty and she was lazy and she was fat and she probably bathed once a week. She had a job. She was not disabled. It's not like she went home to collect a paycheck.
So this is what I mean that when I say contradictions. So in the first part, you talk about how lazy stink and they think you don't clean up or wash your clothes or take showers. But then in the last part, you're talking about how you clean your home and take showers and wash clothes.
All right. So that first part, was that what she said they think, or was that
Well,
what she said?
he or she said
Whatever.
they stink, but if someone is saying you stink, then obviously you stink. So
I'm
are
thinking.
you that stuff? Because okay, I worked with this person at the Holocaust
My
Museum.
family and
Bless her
others,
heart.
okay, my family and others see me as lazy, boring, stink. They think I don't clean up, wash my clothes, or take showers. So so she's claiming that, okay, so it's not a contradiction because she's like, I'm just assuming she, by the way she was talking, I could be wrong, but I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
think you're wrong.
I'm saying she's saying that her family thinks that of her, but they're wrong.
They think you stink. That's one of those
I
where
did.
you stink or you don't.
I didn't say it was the most intelligent response ever, but she's basically saying they think, and she may have just thrown the stink in there because that's all part of a picture she's painting,
Yeah.
that they think I'm the
Maybe.
type of person who stinks, who doesn't bathe, who doesn't clean up, who doesn't wash. I'm lazy. All I do is sit around. Like that's what they think of me, but that's not what I am. The problem I have with this, and
Mm-hmm.
why it's not a contradiction, but why I'm hesitant to believe her, is because at the end of the post, she makes it clear that she wants to get out on her own, which means, wait, is this family you're living with?
Yeah, she said she cleans her house.
Because those would be legitimate complaints from someone you live with. That's not them
Yeah.
stereotyping you. That's them telling you to get your shit together. So yeah, there's a number of like little hints in there that she may not be giving the full story.
And I'm sorry, this just lumping all disabilities.
'Cause when you
just
say-
bringing people into this
Yeah,
narrative, I'm not.
because
I'm
when you
not-
say, because when you say I clean my house and stuff, well, I mean, our kids are going to go tell their friends that they clean their house, but they don't own a house. They live with their parents. There's adults who still do that. But the way you said, I want to drive, I want my own house. I'm like, well, wait, okay, so the house you're cleaning isn't yours. So do you live with family? And is that the family that says you're lazy? Because it sounds like they're trying to get you to get your shit together, and instead of cleaning your house and doing what your family is suggesting and trying to get your shit together, you're going to go on Reddit and bitch about it.
Hmm.
Uh,
Uh,
but
but
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But this girl I used to work, like, okay, so she was gay. Well, she said she was bi, but then she told one of our that, well, part of the
I
reason
can't with this anymore. I'm gonna
I'm
redo
I'm
it.
sorry.
I'm gonna
sorry.
redo it. It's just, I don't know if it's that microphone or what the fuck it is, but it's driving me insane. With it's just cutting out every third word. It's becoming impossible to follow. So we're gonna switch this up.
Okay.
And there we go. I had to mute you in Discord, and I will grab the desktop microphone and just lay that between us, so now you can just talk,
Okay.
and they should be able to hear you. Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, this person, she said that one of the reasons why she was gay, was because she didn't have to worry about her appearance and stuff.
Wait.
And
So,
I was like,
her
hold up.
reasoning for being gay was so I don't have to do hygienic upkeep.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, all the gay people I know are pretty, into upkeep.
Whoa. Okay. Was this a guy or a girl?
This was a girl.
Okay, because there's a very
No,
big difference
I'm just
between
saying,
gay guy and gay girl.
gay girl and gay guys that I know. Gay
Because there's
girls
two
and gay
different.
guys.
Okay, because there's. All right, so typically, and I'm probably stereotyping a little bit. There's two different kinds of gay guys. You got like your feminine ones, and then you got your ones like my brother. But the one thing that they both have in common, or that all gay guys tend to have in common in general, is that they're all relatively clean, neat freaks.
Yes.
That's kind of the stereotype for gay guys. But for girls, there's two types of gay girls.
Okay.
Now, your girly girl gay girls, those tend to be pretty feminine and tend to keep all your feminine, like, neat freak kind of traits. But the really butch lesbians, the more masculine gay women, they tend to be more like your stereotypical straight male, where they could be, you could get a clean one, or you could get a Joe.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, I mean, okay, like, and I get hit on a lot by, gay women. But most of the ones I've been hit on with, I guess I've never, except for her, I've never been hit on by someone who didn't take care of themselves. She was the only
You
one.
typically notice them when you see them. Like, I've known some, and they're as, like, close to a guy as you can get without, like, being trans or trying to become a guy. They're still proud females, and they'll say they're lesbians, but they typically dress like dudes. They have short hair. They act like men. Like your stereo. Some of them, I think, do it on purpose and swing that pendulum too far in that direction, where they act like what
like overcompensate.
Well, they act like what a
Somewhat.
stereotypical man is, and I don't know if it's because, I don't know if it's overcompensating or if it's because that's what they think men are, and since they want to attract women, they try to be what a stereotypical man is in an attempt to attract women. Only a lot of the stereotypes around men just aren't true. But
yeah, I mean, my father is a very clean man. Like, most of the men I know in my life have been.
Yeah, like the stereotype
clean.
of men being. Think of a show like like Married with Children or like King of Queens.
yeah.
You know, he's got his fucking hand in the pants and he's just a slob and if the woman wasn't here, the house wouldn't be clean kind of shit. That's a very specific stereotype that TV plays up way too much.
Yeah.
That only applies to like a certain demographic of man, and they are not the majority. So, but
you know about that one.
But if that gay woman were to watch, or like, if that gay woman were to watch a lot of television growing up, and she didn't have a lot of guy friends to correct her, then what she would think a man was when women weren't around, because she's not going to look to her dad because her dad's going to act a certain way because she's around. She wants to know what guys are like when guys are just being guys. So she's going to look at TV, and TV's going to show fucking Bundy with his hand in his pants and the fucking fat slob, or the fucking sports head who, you know, they smoke, they drink, and then you look at the college movies where when they're younger, there's beer bottles everywhere, and it's mostly a movie thing. Like even in college.
But I mean,
if we weren't throwing a party, it's not like that's what our house looked like all the time. Yeah. Like, sure, there's bottles everywhere the next morning after a party.
After a party.
That's not a daily occurrence. No. Like, for the most part, we have, like, and I had an alcoholic roommate who drank like a fish every night. But he had the wherewithal to, like, when he'd go into the kitchen to grab a new one, he'd throw the old one away. It's not like he just left beer bottles lying around all the fucking time.
Our downstairs neighbors were two guys, and Blake was super clean. And, I mean, they might have a party, but if we went down there or we ended up, like, crashing on their couch or something, the next day they were cleaning. So, yeah, like, but the thing of it is, like, her parents were also kind of hygienically impaired.
So what I try to get through to guys, so they understand the importance of cleanliness, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever asked you this in all the time we've been married, but I try to put myself inside the head of a woman and think, like, what would a woman think when she sees this? What would a woman think when she sees this? What would a woman think when she sees this? Mm-hmm. And I always look at, like, a really messy guy who hasn't, like, figured out that cleaning's not that hard and doesn't take that long if you do it on a daily basis, or that's too lazy to clean. Like, I always think women are going to look at that and think one of two things. A, lazy, which is the obvious one. But, you know, what I try to get through to my guy friends is that I think most women look at that, and I think there's a direct correlation, or at least women believe, that there's a direct correlation between, when it comes to guys, between cleanliness and intelligence. Dumb guys tend to be fucking messy, because they're too stupid to realize that if I spend 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day cleaning this little area will be clean. And if I do that every day, I can maintain the house and it not interfere with my day. Whereas a low IQ guy wouldn't even think about that. And then before he knows it, the mess is piled up on him. And now he looks at it and goes, fuck, it's going to take me forever to clean. And then he just doesn't want to do it. And that's where you combine the low IQ with the laziness, and you got a hoarder. Like it's
like,
I feel like it's one of those two things. Like a woman's gonna look at your messy shit and think you're either super lazy or a fucking idiot or both.
So to me, I don't know about other women, but to me, I feel like it comes from a few different things. I don't think IQ is the highest. Like, as soon as I see a guy who's messy, I don't automatically think they're dumb as a bag of rocks. But I do say that most smart people do understand that, you know, a clean environment is a sterile environment and whatnot. Because especially because I feel like
smart
issues,
guys usually figure out like the little tricks that you can figure out through your day-to-day life that make cleaning easier.
and would make a huge difference. And I say it all the time. Like the big one is like you don't even have to be a neat freak.
No.
If things are just like I feel like an intelligent guy would look and say, if things just look like they belong somewhere, it won't look messy. Even if I don't have a place to put them, if I just organize them.
Yeah.
If I just stack this neatly instead of having it strewn about, if I just put this here and just move this here and just leave it there, I don't have to clean this area. I just have to straighten it up, just tidy it up.
Yeah.
And then little small things, so you don't have to vacuum all the time, or you don't have to like, you just, even if you don't have pets, grabbing something as simple as a lint roller and just roll your laundry, roll the couch cushions, roll, just grab one of those little sticky lint rollers and
you don't have to iron.
That'll make it
just
look
throw it in the
clean.
dryer.
Yeah. You don't have to iron, just throw it in the dryer. When it comes to doing dishes, if I buy paper plates, I don't have to do dishes. Like, I feel like there's all these little tricks, whereas a low IQ person goes about their day the way they always go about their day and don't think about ways to change it, and then things pile up on them and they go, I have to do dishes, I have to do this, I have to clean. And that's what cleaning is. It never changes. They don't look for a way to do it better. They don't look for a more efficient way to do things. Because I've met those guys and they were idiots.
Yeah.
And that's why I say this, because I had a few idiots I went to school with, and I'd go over to their house, back in college, and they'd have like the floor clean, and they'd have like the floor clean and like, it's not like there's laundry and mess everywhere, and their room was for the most part clean, and they would say, I just cleaned in here, and the floor would be clean. Maybe the bed would be made, maybe not. But then you look at like their countertops and around their desk, and it's not trash. It's just shit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just they've got papers, they've got pencils, it's just clutter, just fucking clutter everywhere. And that's where your eyes go when you walk in there. So it looks messy, but there's no actual mess.
Yeah. I mean, and like
they're bad at gauging how long it would take to actually clean it. It looks worse than it is, and that's probably why women go, okay, messy guy must be lazy, because you look at that, and if you're not intelligent or you are lazy, you can look at it and it looks like it's going to take forever to clean. They're bad at gauging how long it would take to clean. When in all honesty, especially if you're like in a small apartment or like a dorm, no matter how messy those were back in college, no matter how bad they got, I would have friends who I just don't have the time. Like, I would look at that and go, hour max, dude.
Yeah.
Hour max.
The time is not really...
It doesn't take as long as you think. Hour max. Grab a fucking trash bag. Step one, anything you don't need to keep or isn't important, chuck it. Now organize your countertops and your desk, or organization second, and then third, actual cleaning. Vacuum carpets, pick up any leftover clutter or trash, make the bed, whatever.
Like, the only time where I buy the I don't have time is if you physically aren't in the house. If you have to be somewhere like all day long, then I get it. You didn't have the time. But
if you're home you're working 2 jobs, or you're in college, you're in class for fucking 10 hours a day, and then you're working a night job, and then you're basically only there to sleep, and you're just too tired. Okay, I get that. But even then, you gotta have a day off at some point. Like, you can't do that 7 days a week forever. Like, school isn't on Saturday and Sunday. So you can't find an hour or two before just passing out? Really? Like, I just look at it and think that.
But,
and they also lack the ability, and that's why I say intelligence, because they'll lack the ability to maintain. So you get everything cleaned, and then they don't think about, well, if I just put 2 or 3 dishes, instead of putting the dishes in the sink, if I take the 30 seconds extra
to rinse off each dish,
rinse it off
and
real quick and put it in the dishwasher, then when the dishwasher's full, that one day I open it up to do that and there's no room, now I know to turn it on.
Turn it on.
Yeah. And you won't have to wait until, fucking dishes are piling up out of your sink, and now it becomes a chore.
Yes. But this particular girl, she was very smart.
What's up about her?
her parents were very smart, but they didn't seem to have any self-awareness, I guess. Like, they all stank up to high heaven. When you went to their house, like, they basically converted their tub into a big litter box for their cats.
So the stinking thing, like smell in particular, the stinking thing, I feel that's more indicative of their environment and less about their hygiene. Like the guy that lived...
Like deodorant. Was their
Okay,
issue.
like the guy that lived a couple houses down, I told you, like, it got so bad at one point they actually had to call the fire department on that house.
Hi, Black Spyro.
Like, it got so bad at one point they had to call the fire department on that house, and that's when you realize, like, when you live in an environment with a smell,
Mm-hmm.
you adapt and get used to
Yeah,
the smell.
nose
You
blindness.
lose the ability to
Yeah.
smell how bad it is, which means you also can't tell how bad you or the
smell.
people who live with you smell. Like, I get it can sometimes be hard to smell your own smell because you're smelling it all day.
No,
But usually somebody else will get near you.
Yeah.
Like, and go, oh, dude. Like, you know, like, it has to reach a certain level for you to be able to smell your own smell. Like, your just daily smell is hard to smell. Like, if you get really sweaty or something, then you go, oh. Like, when, like, that's how you know it's bad, when you can smell
when
yourself.
you can smell yourself.
But other people usually tell you. But that guy's house, like, I know that they would just leave food
Is this
out.
the one that the turkey exploded or
Yeah,
something?
so they would leave food out just on the counter. They just too lazy to put it up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was 100% laziness because his dad
Yeah.
had a refrigerator in the living room, not a mini fridge, an actual fucking full-size refrigerator in his living room next to his fucking recliner. So his fat ass could just reach over and grab stuff. There was another full-size refrigerator in the kitchen, and that's the one that got the fucking turkey in it. So
turkey.
they had Thanksgiving. They had like this huge turkey that they didn't finish, and there was leftover turkey. And he put it in that refrigerator and forgot about it. And I can't remember if it was the kitchen refrigerator. One of those refrigerators they hadn't used in a while, or they weren't using it, and it stayed in that refrigerator for so long.
But they never opened up the refrigerator.
No,
like,
this
not
was
for
one.
Any
Remember,
reason?
there were 2 refrigerators in the house. For whatever reason, I don't know if they just had too much shit piled up in front of it or they just were too lazy. I think it was the one in the kitchen because that's the one they'd have to get up to walk to. The one in the living room, I think,
So
became...
basically, it was laziness.
Yeah, I told you it was laziness. It was 100% laziness.
Oh.
And I think the one in the living room became the one that, like, everybody used because it was just, like, right next to all the chairs and it was easy to get to. They would, you know, keep drinks in a cooler or in the refrigerator. Yeah, like, they just wouldn't have a need to go to the kitchen. I think that they might have even had a microwave in that living room. But, you know, so they had no need to go to the kitchen. But this turkey sat in there for so long that eventually it started to emit methane gas.
But dude,
And-
how?
It built up, it rotted and built up so much methane gas inside of the refrigerator that eventually it blew the door off the refrigerator. And you could smell it down the street.
Oh.
Like the fire department had to come. And the house wasn't on fire. No one was hurt. Just the smell was that bad. Like their animals wouldn't even go back in the house. Like his dogs ran out the front door. Were like, nope, we don't live here anymore. Like, no, we are done living here, sir. I would rather live in the woods.
Just burn it down.
I would rather live in the woods, sir. And they were just gone, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I remember that day. Like the fire department just showed up, and he's, you know, his son's fucking laughing about it. I'm like, what the fuck happened, man? He's like, I forgot about the turkey in the fridge. They blew the door off the fridge.
What do you mean Dad forgot, though? You all live in
They
this
all
house.
forgot.
Why
Yeah,
do
they
you
all
act
forgot.
like it's one person's job? It's a fucking refrigerator, not a coffin. You should have reason to open it.
Yeah, so that's another problem. When you're raised by someone, or when you're living with someone, and you don't have clear distinction over who does what and when, that's how you get to that point. Because He thought Dad would clean it up. It's Dad's job.
Yeah.
Dad thought Mom will clean it up. It's Mom's job. And the mom thought one of the kids will clean it up.
Does no one talk to anybody?
They all just like forget, because it's not that
Oh my god.
they aren't like mad to the point that they're going to talk about it. It's just they think about it and they go, "Oh, he probably got that." They might not even have realized the turkey was still in the refrigerator. Like they may have thought, "Oh, he took care of that." Oh, what, and they just don't think about it. Each one thinks the other one already did it, so there's no need for them to do it. Or if it's something they can see, they think, "Oh, he'll get that. Oh, she'll get that. Oh, the kids will get that." Yeah, and they see it, and they're not mad, so they're not gonna bitch at each other over it, because it's not about who's actually gonna do it. They aren't mad about the mess. It's more about giving myself an excuse not to do it. And each one of them gives that excuse of passing the buck to the next one, and it goes in a circle. They just keep passing that buck in a circle, and no one gets mad enough to say, "All right, somebody's got to do it." No, they don't ever have that moment. That moment never comes.
Oh, okay, like when I asked you to take the trash out earlier today, if I just didn't ask and I didn't do it.
Yeah, I would see the trash and still think
one of us at one point.
I would. If I walked out because you told me to grab it, and I was like, "I'll get it when I get out of my office." Even if you hadn't told me, I'd walk in the kitchen and see there's a trash bag sitting next to the trash can. That doesn't belong there. Yeah, like it's in the way.
The animals will get in it if we leave it there. Like
I'm not gonna leave it there even if you don't tell me.
Yeah, like there's reasons why something would need to be done. I just can't. But no, this chick, her parents were both very smart people. I think one of them was a professor. And they were both, like I said, no one in the family seemed to have hygiene, like knew what to do, I guess. I don't know. They used their bathtub as a litter box. Like actually put the litter in the bathtub.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
And they had a number of cats.
I've seen that before, and that usually comes from crazy cat ladies. That's not from like a family.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, I've been to all kinds of weird calls when my dad was on the fire department. He used to take me there when I was a kid. He used to take me on these weird calls, and we'd go to like some 70, 80-year-old woman's house.
Yeah.
She's got no one in her life, but she's got 17 fucking cats.
Yeah.
And I got 2 bathrooms. I don't need but one. So then the other one becomes the cat's bathroom, and she'll proudly tell you that's the cat's bathroom. And it's just the entire bathtub is a litter box. Mm-hmm. Makes it easier to clean. I just scoop a little bit every day. I don't have to fucking ever like completely pour it out. I just starts to run low on litter. I just buy another bag of litter and pour it in there. Yeah. I mean, it is gross.
The bacteria.
It is gross in those houses.
Oh my god!
It's gross in those houses. Always stink. But yes, you would get we'd get called there because she burned something, or those old ladies, or they fell or something. Yeah, and they panic call 911 a lot. I think sometimes they call 911 just for the
just for
human
the company
interaction.
Yeah.
But that happened a lot, and then you'd get there and you'd see like 17 cats in a messy house, and just
my best friend's grandmother.
The whole thing smelled like fucking cat piss.
The lady who that path that goes back into the woods next door to my parents' house. Yeah. She lived there. She had 27 cats and 16 dogs.
Jesus Christ!
And the first time I went to visit her, so my best friend had come to stay with her grandmom, and she was like, "Yeah, come over and knock on the door, and I'll come out. We could go do something, And so I walked down there, and get to the house, and I knock on the door, and she opens the door with a fucking rifle.
She's reached a new level of. She's gone beyond crazy cat lady.
Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I thought you were the man from the county. coming to take my babies away.
Yeah, she's gone beyond crazy cat lady.
Okay.
She's reenacting Lord of the Flies in there. Jesus.
And apparently she would lose her teeth a lot of the time.
Oh my God.
In the refrigerator, usually.
Jesus Christ.
But my grandfather was on the fire department, and he would take my mom with him sometimes, and
Yeah,
I don't think
90
he should have.